Up for sale or bid is a very lately used Atlas horizontal milling machine. And I'm just going to try to turn this heavy little guy around on the bench so you can see the best you can with this poor video what it is and what's included. First, let me say it's 100% functional. All the speeds in the gearbox work. The automatic shutoff works. The back gear, the bull gear, works. It's had all new oil light bushings and a shaft put in the jack shaft at a local machine shop, and it's had new bushings put in the outboard support. So with that, I'm going to turn this thing around so you can get a look at most of it. Make sure you can still see it. Alright, all the cranks are good, all the keyways are good, the gibs are tight, the automatic shutoff works on the gearbox. It, of course, if you know anything about them, it has a number 2 Morris taper spindle, which there are no collets that come with it. This one happens to be one I had. And another view, the thing has had a new power cord put in on it. All of the, like I said, the jack shaft has been replaced, and the Getz oilers are all good. Runs very quiet. There's a picture of the back side. Picture the motor and the motor adjustment. So that's about it. I'm going to shut it off and get it turned back around and be right back. Okay, it's set up now, and we're cutting at 0.006 of an inch per revolution. Now, some of the gears are a little bit noisier than others. When I run it with the gearbox totally disengaged, the unit is extremely quiet, especially when you get the vibration down from the covers. Alright, I always shut it off when I put it in gear. Alright, so now we're in gear. And I'm going to engage. Now, it's not a lot louder, but of course there's a lot more things turning. So I'm going to kick it in gear. And we're actually taking a super fine cut as though it was a finished cut. I hate to bore you with all this, but I want to show you that the auto shut-off works. We have about an inch left to go on the actual piece of work. And I always set it well beyond so it doesn't shut off before you get to the end of the work. And as you can see, it's starting to engage the shut off. We're through cutting, and shortly it'll kick out of gear. And there, get a little closer to show you that we're coming back the other direction. Okay. Now the unit has quite a few cutters that come with it. With the original arbor, the horizontal arbor, and with quite a few spacers, arbor spacers. The arbor nut, everything's all original. The outboard support is original. It does come with a couple vices. They're not great, but they do work. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. Okay, here's the stuff that actually comes with it. Like I said, there's quite a few cutters. They look to be in pretty good shape. Also, this little bar works exceedingly well. I don't know if you've ever tried to engage and disengage the bowl gear on one of these, but why they put it where it's at, I'll never know. But actually, that makes it quite easy. This oil can, it looks like a plain old oil can, but it has a special fitting on the end. And on the spindle bearings, which they're Timken tapers, and they have to be lubricated. They originally come with a Getz fitting that was next to impossible to get to. So I installed two. People think they're grease fittings, but they're not. They're the same type oil fitting that's used in a big Bridgeport table. So it actually uses spindle oil. So if you buy this or get this thing and you open it up to lubricate that, do not use a grease gun on it, please, because that's not what it takes. This oil can will be included. I'll have to empty the spindle oil. But all right, also here you can, now the little wrench doesn't come, but there's an extra small vise, very nicely made. This is part of the outbound support. There's the arbor with all the drive mechanism and the pieces. This is of course a number 2 where your drawbar pulls into. The nut, which is very nice shape. The shaft, which is beautiful, and like I said earlier, we put a new oilite bushing in this. So there'll be a couple other pieces included that I'm really not too sure about. I've never used them. This is the outboard original cast iron support. So that's about what comes with this thing. Have a great day. Alright, here we're set up with the horizontal arbor in place and the outboard attachment that holds everything firm and solid. I've made one cut, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the work back about 30, 40, 50 thousandths, and okay, I'm going to turn it on and kick the auto feed in gear. Now this is a 3-inch cutter, and I'm actually running it faster than I should, but I'm too lazy to set the bowl gear and everything up. But nonetheless, you always cut into the movement of the workpiece. If you don't, it'll climb cut on you, which is okay for a finish cut, but if you're taking any amount of cut at all, you don't want to do that. Now, I didn't set up the automatic disengage, this setting right here. Okay, so we're through with the cut. I'll kick it out of gear, run it back over. And that's basically all there is to it. Okay, I moved around so you can see how the front support attaches to the Y-axis shaft, and then it goes up above, which has a very heavy cast iron support that goes around the upper support bar that parallels the arbor. Does a very nice job of stabilizing things. I'm going to shut this off and move on around again. Here you can get a better idea. This operates a split nut in there that tightens against the shaft. When you're cutting up very close in and using the support, this keyway, you support it over here with this Allen set. Now don't lose that Allen set, because it has a square shoulder on the bottom that fits up in here. And of course, this main support then is locked in place up above with these two clamps. Now, also along with this thing, I'm going to include a very, very nice manual on it that tells you everything you need to know about it. Let's see here. While we're here, I was telling you earlier, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it, but I was telling you earlier about some oil fittings. And if you look carefully up in here, there's one on this side and one on this side. And the special nozzle on this oil can simply fits right over, and just give it a squeeze and you've lubricated the Timken tapers for quite some time. Now, any of these open bearings, you will have quite a bit of oil leakage out of the head, and that's just normal. That's the way it is. So with that, I guess there's not much else I can say, except this vise that I'm using right now belongs to my drill press and does not come along with it, but the other two vices do. Thank you.